Holy guacamole, we finally know what the first DLC for Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Stole My Time, is going to be all about. We have all the details. We don't only know that, oh, it's gonna be a roguelike. No, we know a lot now, and we also have a release window, which I can't wait to share with you. If you want to know if the DLC is gonna be worth your time, make sure to squish the like and subscribe buttons. I've covered a lot, and I mean a lot, of content for Fantasy Life, and we're gonna do the same with the DLC. I'll make sure to stream it for you and also review it as well. So in today's trailer, which came out of nowhere, because let's be honest, a lot of us were thinking we're not going to be getting this long teased DLC in 2025 because we're only 11 days away from the new year. But Level 5 came with an early Christmas present, and they gave us a deeper look into what this new free DLC is going to be all about. So it's called the Sinister Broker Bazario's Scheme. This is going to take me a while to not only learn how to pronounce properly, but also to memorize it anyways. But also, what is this, like the Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, what was it again? The Sinister Broker Bazario's, that's a lot. Anyways, this DLC is gonna bring us an open-world roguelike twist to the game where every time we sleep, we're gonna enter this dream world that's called Snoozeland that is created by Bazario himself. So if you don't know what a roguelike means, basically this is a subgenre of RPGs where most of the time it's gonna be a dungeon crawler with procedurally generated levels, and every time your character dies, you're gonna have to start all over again from scratch. So in Fantasy Life's case for this DLC, whenever we enter this new dream world, we're not gonna have any of our gear, accessories, weapons, or anything that we spent hundreds of hours creating in our playtime with Fantasy Life, but it's all gonna come with a reward. So in the trailer, looks like there's this purple strange tent that's gonna pop up, and we're basically invited to Snoozeland. So off we go, floating on this bed with Trip, and we can see here, please excuse if I get any of the translations wrong. I did my best to just use Google Translate, so hopefully Google is not, messing with me. But Bazario is saying this is the Gooks continent. It's in someone's nightmare somewhere. So you're literally coming in with a clean slate. Here we can see our character back in the very same original explorer outfit, and it says that right now you're not getting any life right now, which kind of sounds about right. I mean, I feel like the grammar is just, it didn't work, but the game did steal my life, so there goes that. And we can see our character approaching this purple chest where we have different items to pick from. So we've got a sword, a broadsword, a staff, axe, and pickaxe. And the trailer explains that leveling up is going to be very fast. So already by defeating these enemies over here, we rank up to level 2, and we also get companions who can join us as well. You can see that there's a chest that the character is gonna go to, and in it we've got a stamina potion, we've got a companion who is Holland, as well as an axe. And the game seems to be recommending for us to get that axe. Now, I'm a bit conflicted here because I don't really get what they meant. They say we need to use the right tools and weapons, but we choose what to master. So I wonder, how are we gonna decide what kind of tools we're gonna take, and why do they say on some stuff that this is what they recommend us to use? Now on top we can see a task that we need to complete. So because we chose an axe, now we need to cut down 4 wood, and there seems to be a timer underneath, which I also wonder if it's gonna be like a generous timer like we had with treasure groves, or is it gonna be like more, come on guys, like go, let's go, let's go, and it's gonna make us even more stressful, because if you haven't played roguelikes, they can get pretty stressful. What was that? We also see that we can come across some dreamy pandemoniums and other surprises along the way. So we've got finding support items, which we can then throw into this alchemy robot and get new stuff in return. And on Fantasy Life's website, they say that we can gather tons of items and hit the jackpot with the alchemy robots. So we can toss in unwanted materials, equipment, etc. to fill the gauge, and then we can watch the alchemy robot go boom. What comes out, that's all up to our luck. So there might even be some rare machines that are more likely to produce some powerful items. And I wonder if that's why in the trailer they show us this leaf robot here that can also spit out a bunch of items in exchange for some of the stuff that we gave it. So of course, as any roguelike fashion, there's gonna always be rewards, and we're always gonna be getting better gear. But that also means that this gear is very necessary because the next challenges will be even more difficult. Enemies are going to be scaling up as our level goes up, so they're gonna be more tough to take down. Then when we clear an area, we see this gate open, and it leads the way to the Nightmare's mastermind. In other words, this is where this world's boss is going to be. We're gonna have to fight them, And then we see that once we succeed, we meet Bazzario again, and this time there's a lot of rare items on the tables that the trailers have said we've never seen them before. And get this, these cannot be bought using Dosh, which is the game's currency. So I'm guessing Level 5 has pretty much been busy creating and crafting a ton of new added items that they wanted to add to this 2.0 version of the game. So I also tried to translate what he says, and seems like they're gonna use dream points to evaluate the value of our items, and we can exchange them for new ones. So for example, we see the saddle here that we can later use. Looks like there's gonna be some emotes that we can buy and then use them. These are always really good if you want to take some pictures or you want to say hello to your friends. We also see lots of new clothes, new flowers, new decor, and yes, we can actually take these with us all back to our world. Now, every time we sleep, the world will refresh, and so will the challenges, the enemies, the weapons, the rewards, the companions, and the tools that we find. And I like how dreamy these worlds look. They're not that vibrant, you know. They seem to be shrouded by something with all the purple hues, and they generally look very dark, but also somehow whimsical. Now, a small part of me is really hoping that there's a story tied to this. So if you've played the game, you already know. It's not really spoiler, it's more so like a tip for you. If you haven't finished the game even, make sure to go into Ginormosia and explore it. When you do that, you're going to learn a lot more about the lore behind the story's villain. So I'm hoping that maybe with this DLC, we're gonna get even more lore about maybe the villain or maybe a new one. That would be really cool. And they also teased another future update with the primordial dragon that's arriving, and they wonder if we can take it down together. So it's probably a reference of us taking it together with our friends using multiplayer, which, by the way, if you haven't tried the game in multiplayer, it's actually really good. Yeah, clearly Level 5 is cooking up a lot, and they're also teasing even more updates coming up. I wonder if it's gonna be a lot of free stuff, or are they gonna start, dabbling with paid ones? I don't mind doing the paid DLC if it has enough content and it's good enough. I love this game, and I can already tell this DLC is going to be addictive. I mean, the game itself already had me in a chokehold for the longest time, and I already enjoy roguelites, so I expect the gameplay loop to be fun, where every experience is gonna be different. As I said, it's gonna have new weapons, enemies, outcomes, and then we can take them all back to our place, which is great. And you're probably wondering, okay, Bubbles, tell me, I need to play this. When is it coming out? Well, Level 5 said that this is gonna be their Christmas present to us. So they said it's gonna come out sometime in late December, which is a little bit weird to me because at the time of this recording, it's literally December 19th. I'm thinking maybe they're gonna go for, a Christmas Day present or Christmas evening kind of present, but they also might just wait for the New Year's Eve. But they did say it's gonna be a Christmas present, so fingers crossed. Is gonna come out very soon on Christmas, like maybe 24th or the 25th. Make sure to squish the like and subscribe buttons because I will be, of course, covering this for you. But I'm also curious to know what your predictions are. Like, when do you think they will shadow drop it? Anyway, the DLC is coming to all platforms, and the game is on sale right now for 25% off. So if you've been waiting for a sale, this is a great Christmas gift for you to treat yourself with. Or if you have a loved one that loves cozy-ish RPGs with lots of content to offer, Fantasy Life is incredible. Now, knowing Level 5, I expect that they didn't show us everything that we can expect from the DLC because they're usually pretty good at keeping secrets, in their back pocket until release date, and I'm more than happy with that because I don't want to go into a new game or a DLC and I know literally everything. I want to see the surprises and I want to be excited about them when we play the game together. And in case you haven't bought the game yet and you're like, okay, it's on 25% sale, should I buy it? I bought the game twice so that you don't have to, and I cover it for you in my before you buy. Make sure to check that out. I will update though from that video. It is really good on the Switch 2 with the upgrade, and I still do not like it on the Switch 1, even though the depth of field has been added. Thank you so much to my YouTube and Patreon bubblies for making videos like this possible, and a shout out goes to the Game Dimension, Jake Logan, Stella, and Yugoslav for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly.